Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this July the 28th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Friday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Friday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the tropics here. We got a few little areas of disturbed weather we need to be talking about here, and we're going to use the satellite imagery here to take a look at the tropics. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for severe weather today, Saturday, and Sunday. And also, we're going to take a look at the Columbia, South Carolina weather radar as well at the end of the broadcast. So stick around through the entire video and do not miss a beat of my forecast. Okay. If you know anybody that would love to subscribe to the Mike Bass Weather Forecast channel, send them my way. Love to have them. I'm only so many away from reaching my goal. So I hope I can get some more subscribers. I'd greatly appreciate it. But anyway, if you have not subscribed, like I said, go ahead and smash that subscribe button today. That way you won't miss a beat of my forecast as I do it twice per day. And also like these videos and share these videos, and we'll go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Okay, as you can see, we're looking at the satellite imagery across the tropical Atlantic and also the central and eastern portions of the United States. We're going to talk about this little feature here. First. This is here just right off the coast of Florida. This is the one that was over here north of the Bahamas that the Hurricane Center was watching closely. It has finally made it to the East Coast. Right now the Hurricane Center's got it marked off, but right now it has 0% chance of development during the next 48 hours and the next 7 days because it's pretty close to the land. And if it do move right along the coastal waters, it could have a then no tropical development is expected. We got some more scattered activity extending from the mid-Atlantic region out to further in the Atlantic Ocean. Just some scattered showers and storms there. We got a little system here. Watching it, like it's trying to get its act together. May have to watch that one. The Hurricane Center could mark this one here later on down the road because something looks like trying to spin up right there. Here's another little feature here the Hurricane Center needs to watch because the Gulf of Mexico waters are pretty warm. So anything in the Gulf of Mexico could ignite into a hurricane or tropical storm quickly. So they need to kind of watch this area here as well. This is just a remnant tropical low moving into pretty much Central America, kind of moving up toward the Yucatan Peninsula. Over the next 48 hours and also over the next 7 days. We got a little system here down here over South America producing some showers and storms there. This is that little system here they watching. This system here has a 20% of development over the next 48 hours and a 60% of development over the next 7 days. As this system continues to move off to the west-northwest. That's why they got it favorable, and this is favorable conditions pretty much for a tropical cyclone to possibly. I'm watching another little system here off the African coast. This system here could become something later on down the road. These systems are this here system here is continuing to push off the west coast of Africa. It looks like it's a pretty well organized tropical wave. I would not be surprised the Hurricane Center marks this system as well as it comes off the coast of Africa as it continues to cross the tropical Atlantic. So I would not be surprised some next advisory or the few advisories down the road, this here could be X'd off and could be in the National Hurricane Center forecast later on down the road. All right. We got some showers and storms. But anyway, let's get back to this little system here. This system here will bring some maybe some heavy downpours, some gusty winds, and um, maybe some water spouts along the coastal areas here of the southeast coast. But inland, like I said, the main Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and then head on up to maybe toward Virginia. Uh, this little system here, this here system over the Great Lakes region may produce some severe weather this afternoon. We'll get more detailed in that as well. We got another little system here coming through the Midwest that will continue to move east. That system may bring some severe weather as well. All right, let's move on to the weather radar now. That way you get a chance to see pretty much um, a little bit better. It's coming up, folks, slowly but surely. It's coming up. Okay. Well, we got the radar view up now. As you can see, here's that little system here over the southeastern United States. There it is, bringing showers and some scattered thunderstorms over portions of the Bahamas, also into the Atlantic waters, Gulf of Mexico waters, a little bit over Cuba. Much of Florida getting some showers and storms, also off the southeast coast, and there and over Georgia getting some rain and storms, also over South Carolina getting some rain and storms as well. Also the Outer Banks of North Carolina, showers and storms will continue to push to the northwest, and it will affect your region as well. There's that little system here you see on satellite imagery just east of Mexico, and the activity will continue to shift off to the north and to the west. So you guys in southeast Texas, northeastern Mexico, southern Texas, and maybe Louisiana may get in on some rainfall coming up over the next through the remainder of the day, and also again on Saturday and maybe into Sunday as well. Alright, scattered activity over portions of Texas and Oklahoma, also over here in portions of Arizona, New Mexico, and also a little bit over here in the portion of the Baja California region. Also got scattered activity in North Dakota as well. Western portion of South Dakota, North Dakota, scattered activity all the way back into Montana. Also over here portions of southern Canada as well. There's that line of showers and storm moving through portions of Ohio and also into Indiana. This will continue to head toward Pennsylvania and West Virginia. So this will bring some showers and storm, maybe some severe weather up here around Ontario, Canada, and also Toronto, Canada. Canada. Like I said, the island looks pretty good, but you've got some showers and storms around the island. And that pretty much covers the weather radar. Alright, let's move on to the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location across the nation. Okay, we got a lot of heat advisories, also excessive heat warnings also across the board. Um, we got a lot of heat advisories extending from portion of Maine through portion of New Hampshire, also into Vermont, New York State, over toward Boston, Massachusetts, also over towards Connecticut, all the way down into Pennsylvania, down into Virginia, North Carolina, all the way in western PA through much of um, Ohio, down into Kentucky, West Virginia as well, also into excuse me, Alabama, also western Tennessee, northern Mississippi, much of Arkansas, all the way over to Oklahoma, also portions of Kansas and Nebraska, and also in Iowa as well, and also into Wisconsin. We got some more over here scattered heat advisories in portions of New Mexico and also Arizona, also Southern California there as well. We got excessive heat warnings extending from portions of Washington, D.C. through Pennsylvania, through Eastern Virginia, and also in the portion of Northeast North Carolina, portion of West Virginia, much of Illinois, much of Iowa, much of Missouri, much of Kansas, and eastern Nebraska, and southern South Dakota as well. Flood advisories flood watches also in effect for portion of Pennsylvania and the New York State area. Also over in portion of Michigan. Some beach hazard statements for portion of Minnesota and Wisconsin. River flood warning still continues for South Dakota. Also some special weather statements and heat advisory for South Texas. Excessive heat warning is also in effect for southern and western portions of Arizona, Southern California, Southern Nevada there as well. We got red flag warning for Idaho, portions of Oregon, air quality alert there as well for Oregon, and fire weather watches also for southeast Oregon and northern California. Alright, flood watches, flood advisory for portions of South Florida, and some special marine warnings there as well. It looks good. Got one on special weather statement. Central and South, Hawaii and Chain Island, gale warnings. North side looks A-OK. Okay, Storm Prediction Center time. Okay, this is today's outlook. We got marginal risk over portion of northern Maine, general thunderstorm elsewhere, central Maine all the way down to PA, through the Carolinas, Florida, Georgia, Florida Keys, back over to Texas, Louisiana, all the way back over to Arizona, New Mexico, also over in the portion of Washington State, all the way back into Montana, back over to Minnesota, and northern Michigan, and northern Wisconsin. Marginal risk also in Arizona, Pennsylvania, all the way back in Washington, D.C., Virginia area. Slight risk, South Dakota, all the way over to portions of Pennsylvania. Enhanced risk through Iowa, all the way into portions of Indiana and Michigan, including Wisconsin and Illinois. Alright, if you live in Chicago, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, Aurora, Illinois, Rockford, Illinois, enhanced risk for severe weather this afternoon. Detroit, Michigan, Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, Omaha, Nebraska. Slight risk for severe weather this afternoon. If you live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Phoenix, Arizona, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Tucson, Arizona, marginal risk for severe weather this afternoon. Tornado 2% from Indiana, Michigan, all the way back to South Dakota and Nebraska. Alright, if you live in Chicago, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Madison, Wisconsin, Delmar, Iowa, 2% risk for a tornado. Winds. Alright, we got 5% in brown, 15% in the yellow, 30% in the red. And if you live in the 30% risk area, this includes Chicago, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, Delmar, Iowa, Aurora, Illinois. If you live in the 15% area, this includes Detroit, Michigan, Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, Omaha, Nebraska. And if you live in the 5% risk area, this includes Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Phoenix, Arizona, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Tucson, Arizona for damaging winds. Take a look at the hail probability. Alright, 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellow. The yellow slashed area, significant severe weather. Alright, this includes Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Sioux Falls City, Iowa, Waterloo, Iowa, and Depeche, Iowa. Alright, that's 15% risk. This includes Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, Delmar, Iowa, Rockville, Illinois, Sioux Falls City, South Dakota. 5% Chicago, Illinois, Indianapolis, Indiana, Omaha, Nebraska, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Toledo, Ohio. Alright, let's move on to day 2. Okay, got general thunderstorm from Maine to the Florida Keys, back to Texas, all the way back to New Mexico and Arizona, back to Montana, South and North Dakota, all the way back into New York State. All right, marginal risk over portions of Montana, all the way into portions of Kansas, Colorado, from Missouri, all the way to the northeast, including Connecticut, Boston, New Hampshire area, all the way down into western North Carolina, eastern North Carolina as well. Slight risk over the mid-Atlantic region from Virginia all the way to the northeast. Slight risk over here as well in portions of Nebraska, back into Wyoming. All right. If you live in New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Newport, New Jersey, slight risk for severe weather on your Saturday. If you live in Boston, Massachusetts, Denver, Colorado, Nashville, Tennessee, Virginia Beach, Virginia, St. Louis, Missouri, marginal risk for severe weather on Saturday. Tornado probability, 2% in the green. 2% in the green from the northeastern United States down to the mid-Atlantic region. If you live in the area of New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Boston, Massachusetts, Washington, D.C., 2% risk for a tornado. Damaging winds, we got 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellows. If you live in New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., New York, New Jersey, 15% risk. If you live in Boston, Massachusetts, Denver, Colorado, Nashville, Tennessee, Virginia Beach, Virginia, St. Louis, Missouri, 5% risk for damaging winds. Hail, 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellow. If you live in Cedar Rapid City, South Dakota, North Platte, Nebraska, Gillette, Wyoming, Spearfish, South Dakota, and Rapids Valley, South Dakota, 15% risk. If you live in New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Boston, Massachusetts, Denver, Colorado, 5% risk for large hail. Okay, now here's a look at day 3 outlook. This will be your Sunday forecast. Okay, we got general thunderstorm from portion of Virginia through the Carolinas, down to Florida Keys, back to Louisiana, back to Arkansas, also back over to New Mexico, Arizona, California, back to Montana, south of North Dakota, back down toward Kentucky and Tennessee. Marginal risk from Montana back into portions of Kansas, Wyoming, and North and South Dakota, and also over here in Missouri, back into portions of Alabama. All right. If you live in Memphis, Tennessee, Birmingham, Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Springfield, Missouri. Marginal risk for severe weather probability for severe weather on your Sunday. This includes Memphis, Tennessee, Birmingham, Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Springfield, Missouri. 5% risk area there for your Sunday. And finally, Columbia, South Carolina weather radar at this time. Take a look at the radar here. This is from Columbia, South Carolina. Here's that system that was spinning off the Florida coast in southeast Georgia. Excuse me. We got showers and storms moving in from the southeast. We'll be moving to the northwest. And anybody across the state, showers and storms will continue to ignite and become more scattered to widespread this afternoon, as this system here continues to push moisture inland, and combined with the heat and humidity already in place, expect showers and storms to increase through the afternoon and evening. So if you live anywhere south of I-20, best chance of rain. But anybody north of I-20, from Florence to Darlington to Sherrill, Lancaster, Newberry, Greenwood, over to Anderson, Greenville, Spartanburg, some of them go away later on this afternoon and evening. So don't let your guard down. Keep your umbrellas nearby, because some showers and storm is on the way. Alright, I hope everybody enjoyed the weather forecast for today. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. Like the video, share the video, consider subscribing, and we'll catch you back in the next one.